If you've been on a fitness journey for any length of time, you know this exact feeling. You have a weekend coming up, but instead of looking forward to it, you feel a lingering sense of anxiety. You've got family gatherings, birthdays to celebrate, or rare opportunities to eat out with the people you love. But in the back of your mind, a voice is screaming, "This is going to ruin my cut. This is going to ruin my progress." I just had a weekend exactly like that. Multiple things to celebrate for other people in my life, and a combination of factors that made eating out the absolute best choice. Not just for my schedule, but for my mental well-being and the relationships that matter to me. In the past, I would have been the party pooper. I would have been the person sitting there going without, checking an app on my phone, or worse, just saying no to the event entirely because I was terrified of the number on a scale. But this weekend I chose a different path. I leaned into it. I accepted the fact that the weekend is a place where more calories are going to happen and that life is meant to be lived with the people you care about. And something fascinating happened when I stepped on the scale this morning. Despite eating more over the weekend, despite not skipping meals or aggressively slashing my calories yesterday to make up for it, my weight is holding steady. I am maintaining. I did put on weight, but I know that weight will come off again over the week. And for my current goal of body recomposition, that is actually perfect. But the real magic isn't just what happened on the scale, it's what happened in my head. When I eat more on the weekend now, I don't look at the plate and see guilt or regret. I look at it as fuel. I know those extra carbohydrates and calories are going straight into my muscles as glycogen. It gives you a whole new perspective on food and completely stops the mental challenges dead in their tracks. Suddenly, a social dinner isn't a setback, it's an intentional surplus designed to power my training. I've actually been doing this for weeks now, just floating up and down around the same weight. And if you want proof that it works, just look at my push workout from this morning. The extra fuel clearly worked. I managed to add an extra 0.25 kilograms to my bench press, squeezed out another full rep on my overhead press, and hit an extra rep on my dips. Even on my lateral raises, where I actually dropped the weight, it was done with significantly better form, meaning I likely worked the muscles harder than I did in the previous workout. That is a direct result of being fully fueled instead of running on fumes. However, there is a catch to this mindset. If you're going to take in the fuel, you cannot miss your training. If you eat extra calories and then skip the gym, you aren't fueling a capable machine anymore, you're just overeating. You'll end up exactly like Eric Cartman from South Park when he drinks Weight Gain 4000 to get big, but skips the actual workouts. You don't become a beefcake, you just become a larger version of yourself. So I have a strict rule with myself. If I enjoy the weekend, I owe the gym my absolute best effort when Monday morning rolls around. I treat it as a contract. The food provides the energy, but the steel demands the work. It took me years of psychological torture to realise how to balance this. For a long time I lived in a cycle of starvation. Every single scale fluctuation was a devastating setback. If the numbers went up by half a pound on a Monday, I felt like a failure. Years ago, I had what looked like huge success with physical weight loss. The scale dropped significantly. But when I looked in the mirror, I still wasn't satisfied. I felt like I had to go further to reach my body fat goal. What I didn't realise at the time, what the apps, the books, and the online fitness gurus never tell you, was two massive things. First, those commercial body fat scales are completely inaccurate. They are a guessing game based on electrical impedance, heavily influenced by how hydrated you are. I was chasing a fictional number on a screen. Second, and more importantly, the goal I was chasing was physically unattainable because of how much muscle I had lost along the way. By starving myself to force the scale down, my body didn't just burn fat, it burned the very muscle mass that creates a fit, athletic shape. I turned myself into a diet zombie. I got to a point where every single time I stood up from a chair, I would get dizzy. My energy was non-existent. I was exhausted, irritable, and constantly hungry, all while following the correct advice from fitness apps and textbooks. It was all wrong for me. And here is the funny thing, the ultimate paradox of this whole journey. Today, I am back to roughly the exact same heavy weight I was when I first started my very first diet years ago. If you just look at the raw data on a spreadsheet, you'd think I'd made zero progress. But when I look in the mirror, I look significantly better than I did back then. I have more shape, more fullness, more definition, and vastly more strength. Why? Because I stopped starving the machine. By eating at a sensible maintenance level, fueling my workouts, and using the weekdays to let things naturally settle after a social weekend, my body has started to undergo a recomposition. I replaced the lost tissue with actual muscle. More importantly than looking better, I am much happier. I have my life back. I can go out on a Saturday night, toast to a friend's success, enjoy a meal with my partner, and wake up on Monday morning ready to train at 5 a.m. with high energy, not dizziness. The fitness industry wants to sell you a state of perpetual emergency. They want you to believe that if you aren't suffering, you aren't transforming. But your body is an adaptable organism, not a mathematical calculator that punishes you for a single good weekend. I promised myself I will never put my body through that starvation cycle ever again, and honestly, I don't think you should either. If you're stuck in that diet zombie loop right now, chasing a lower scale weight while feeling weaker and unhappier, maybe it's time to change the goal. Stop trying to shrink yourself. Focus on building capability, enjoying your life, and letting the aesthetics be the natural byproduct of a healthy, fueled body. I used to walk into the gym with absolutely zero energy, joking to myself that exercise is supposed to make you stronger. I always wondered why trying to get fit had to feel so incredibly painful. Now, my workouts actually give me a buzz, and that's exactly how I know this new approach is working. Because at the end of the day, a fitness routine shouldn't require you to opt out of your own life. I spent years treating the weekend like an enemy to be feared or a mistake to be corrected, completely missing the fact that memories are made around dinner tables, not spreadsheets. True sustainability isn't about maintaining a perfect streak. It's about having a body that can handle a great Saturday night and a mind that doesn't punish you for it on Sunday. Life happens in the deviations, and a strong machine is built to handle exactly that. We spend so much time trying to control every micro variable, tracking scale numbers and resenting the kind people in our lives just for offering us nice food because it doesn't fit into a spreadsheet. But if your routine is so rigid that a social weekend throws you into a panic, the routine is broken, not you. Real strength is about how adaptable you are when life actually happens. I'm not telling you to use every weekend as an excuse to binge mindlessly, but stop punishing yourself for having a normal human life. Build a machine that is capable of handling the work, but build a life you actually enjoy living. So how do you handle social weekends? Do you look at food as fuel, or are you still fighting that inner Cartman? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped reframe things for you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's build something sustainable together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next workout.